On today's menu is a pumpkin curry that is commonly cooked in the eastern part of India. A particular variety of chickpeas known as kala chana is used in this recipe. But you can happily use regular chickpeas because you will be finding kala chana only at Indian grocery stores. This is that special variety of chickpeas that I am talking about, which are grown in India. Like we do for any beans, I soaked in water about 1/3 of a cup of kala chana overnight. The next day I discarded all that water, then transferred the chana into my instant pot. You can use any pressure cooker. I added about a cup of water and pressure cooked it for 20 minutes. After pressure cooking is done, switch off the cooker and allow all the pressure to be released naturally, and only then open the lid of your cooker. See how the chana has become soft, but it still has some bite to it. I do not need all that liquid as that destroys the color of the curry. Next we will make a spice paste. In a cup I added a teaspoon of turmeric powder, a teaspoon of Kashmiri chilli powder, a teaspoon of cumin powder, a teaspoon of finely grated ginger and about 1/3 of a cup of water. Mix very well and keep it aside. In a pot, add about 3 tablespoons of oil over medium heat. Once the oil turns hot, add chopped pumpkin. Fry the pumpkin on medium-high heat till it develops a very light brown color around it. Once you see those specks of brown color around the edges, lower the heat and transfer them onto a bowl. I still have some oil left in the pot, so into that same oil add a dry bay leaf, 2 dry red chilies and a teaspoon of Bengali 5 spices, that is panchforon. I will leave the link to the video on how to make panchforon in the description box. Now my friends, the heat of your stove should be low when adding the whole spices. Stir on low heat for a few seconds. Frying the whole spices very briefly in oil brings out their flavor, and it is a very important step. But remember to fry just for a few seconds, and the heat should be low, or else the spices will burn and the curry will turn bitter. Then I added chopped potatoes and half a teaspoon of hing, that is asafoetida. Do not worry if you cannot get hold of hing. Fry on medium heat for a minute. Then lower heat to low and add the spice paste. Stir again for about a minute on low heat. Then the boiled kala chana goes in along with 2 tablespoons of grated coconut. I used frozen coconut. You can also use fresh or just leave it out. My husband doesn't like the flavor of coconut, so I used very little. You can go up to 4 to 5 tablespoons of coconut if you like. Stir everything for about a minute, then add half a teaspoon of salt. Next, add about half a cup of hot water. Cover on low heat till the potatoes become nearly tender, but not all the way tender. It took me about 8 minutes to reach that point, but I would advise not to pay too much importance to that time, because the cooking time will always vary. After 8 minutes, add the fried pumpkin. I added 1/4 of a teaspoon more of salt to season the pumpkin, and a teaspoon of Bengali garam masala powder that comprises of only 3 ingredients, that is cloves, cinnamon and cardamom. I will leave the link to my video on Bengali garam masala powder in the description box. I also added a teaspoon of sugar as this recipe calls for sugar, but you can leave it out happily. And I again added another 1/4 of a cup of hot water. Next, cover on low heat for about 6 minutes or until the pumpkin turns just tender but not mushy. Please do not wait for the pumpkins to fall apart. They should be soft but shouldn't be falling apart. Finally, I added about half a teaspoon of my homemade ghee, and this is done. This goes very well with roti or puri or rice. You can also sprinkle some fresh coconut on top before serving. Please click that like button for me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.